Hi, this is Matt Nimrick here. I'm owner and chief instructor of Elite Defense Systems. I'd like to welcome you once again to this video series we're doing, and thanks for hanging with us so far. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go ahead and turn up the heat a little bit here. I'm going to go ahead and kind of give you a little bit more advanced information when you get down to martial arts training here. I actually have a little bit of a diagram kind of written out here. Let me just remind you that I do claim to be a martial artist, but not an artist, so hang with me right here. Really on this video what I want to talk about is making sure you understand the difference between learning a technique-based system and also learning a concept-based system. And what we mean here is that if you learn a technique, I'm going to give you an example here, and the example I'm going to use is blocking. Believe it or not, we don't do any blocking. And there's a whole other reason behind that with our self-defense system. But you know what? Most people know what a block is. You know, if somebody goes ahead and throws a punch, the other person may throw a block to go ahead and block that. The problem is what's going to happen next, but I'll get to that a little bit later. The point is that if a person just knows one block, I got a question for you. How many blocks are they going to know how to do out in the real world? I think you know the answer. It's pretty much just one block. That's all they were taught. On the other hand, if a person was taught the concept of blocking, meaning what makes up a block, what doesn't make up a block, what constitutes one, what doesn't constitute one, maybe what the structure of a block is, how many blocks is that person going to be able to really do in the heat of the battle right there? And I think you'll be able to agree with me that it's really numerous. I mean, they're going to be able to adapt then whatever block they need to take care of whatever attack is coming. And that's the point that I want to make on this video is that a technique-based system that just kind of spoon feeds their students technique after technique after technique, they're going to be able to learn at a slower rate because once again, they're just learning one technique. On the other hand, learning under a concept here, a person is learning about blocks. What, once again, constitutes a block, what doesn't constitute one. Therefore, they're going to be able to adapt those blocks to what needs, what is needed in a particular situation. Now, why is this important here? Well, because, first of all, people are all different. And I think sometimes people get a little freaked out, especially my students, especially new students, when they say, hey, listen, how should I do this move? Should I do it this way or this way? And I'll simply say, what works best for you, or what do you think? They'll kind of like look at me with a deer in headlights stare, and they'll be like, well, aren't you supposed to tell me exactly how to do it? Yeah, without a doubt. You need a particular structure to do a particular move. But what's more important is the person fits it within their own kind of makeup. You see, I have students of all different heights and sizes, skill sets, pain tolerances, athletic abilities, and whatnot. I have some people who, let's say, are a little bit large or even overweight, I'll use, that word, and maybe they can't move very well. So they might do a move with a little bit less mobility, with a little bit less, less movement because maybe they're not as quick. On the other hand, I may have a student who's very quick, very fast, but maybe they lack power. So what I want to do is I want to focus on those kinds of moves or those kinds of concepts that can be adaptable. So a person can fit it within their own pluses and minuses, positive and negatives, in their own life. So once again, I know this kind of seems like a little bit more of an abstract thing, but think of it this way. There's that saying that if you go ahead and you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach a man how to fish, you feed him for the rest of his life. And that's what we do here at our school is that we teach people how to fish. We teach people concepts. So they are able to adapt not only to their own body's needs, but also to their particular situations. I once ran into a student who visited me and signed up for our classes, but this person has been through martial arts training for a number of years. And they unfortunately got into a situation and they actually did perform whatever self-defense move that they were taught at their old school. The problem is that that technique did not serve them in that particular assault. And the person did not fare very well. That's why they went up and started looking for another martial arts school. Once that person realized that they can learn conceptually, that they can learn a particular set of moves that they can adapt to meet the given needs, not only of their own person, but also of that particular situation, the person was much more happier. They could adapt now to whatever the situation called for, and that's what I once again want to do for our students. So once again, if you have more questions on this, please feel free to give me a call directly or check out our website. I know this is a little bit more of an abstract idea, so thanks for hanging with me. I'll make sure I keep it a little bit more simplistic in the next video. Take care. We'll see you soon.